Pac-Man World Rally was a game I played a lot as a kid. I loved this game, and I still play every now and then to this day, and I'm surprised that this game came out, was as awesome as it was, and seems to have been forgotten. Well, I'm here today to remind those that have forgotten it and convince you guys that this is one of the best games ever, starting with the overall gameplay. Pac-Man World Rally is definitely one of the most unique racing games out there. Yes, it has a lot of what every other racing game has, like drifting and items, but this game added an element that I had never seen in another game. In Pac-Man World Rally, one of the biggest gimmicks the game has to offer is turning yourself into Mecha Pac-Man and eating the other racers that are posing as the scared ghosts. This is not only a reference back to the original game, but an important and a unique playing experience. You see, to turn the Mecha Pac-Man, the player must collect the required amount of power pellets scattered throughout the courses in the game. Also, depending on how many ghosts you eat in a certain cup, the more items you unlock to use in the game. But more on the items later. Now let's look at the characters. Pac-Man World Rally is a game that surprisingly was able to create a decent sized roster. Especially when you actually think about that this is a Pac-Man game and there are a lot of Pac-Man characters. Before I show you the roster, try to think of 10 Pac-Man characters. See, there's Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr., Blinky, Pinky, Inky, Clyde, and Sue, I guess? My point is that it's very hard to think of just 10 Pac-Man characters. Now let's use Mario as a comparison to this game. Try to think of 10 Mario characters. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, Pauline, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Yoshi, Birdo, Toad, Toadette, Wario, Waluigi, King Boo, Boo, Petey Piranha, Wiggler, Shy Guy, Goomba, Koopa Troopa. Do I need to keep going? You guys get what I'm saying. Mario spin-off games like Mario Kart and the baseball series are able to have such expansive roster sizes because of how fleshed out and huge the Mario universe is. We got the Yoshi series, the Donkey Kong series, the Wario series, the Mario Galaxy series. This list could literally go on forever, but my point is that the Pac-Man universe is very small. In the Pac-Man series, there are only the Pac-Men and the Ghosts, with some exceptions of course, but that is just the general thing. It's just the Pac-Man and the Ghosts. They could have done what Mario Kart 8 did and just have the equivalent to all the Koopas, Marios, Peaches, and Babies be the other Pac-Man and the many other ghosts to fill in the roster. But they didn't, and they kept to the core 3 characters that make up the Pac-Man trilogy and kept the original 4 ghosts. Taking that into consideration, it's impressive that there are 14 or 16 characters, depending on which version you were playing, that make up a great roster. Let's take a look at those characters individually. Pac-Man is the first character I'll be discussing as part of the video. And how this section will work is that we'll go through each character, we'll look at their statistics, how they appear, and what cart they drive. And for Pac-Man's statistics, he has very high acceleration and very high steering, with kinda halfway top speed to balance it out. He is classed as a medium weight, making him very in between for his class, very basic all around. He appears in his classic 3D form with orange gloves and red boots, and drives a 4-wheeled blue cart. Oh, and before I forget, each character either gets an angel or a devil, depending on whether or not they're a good or a bad guy. And what these angels and devils do is they protect you from any sort of item that may hit you. So, like a bomb that's coming towards you, it'll block that damage for you, and you'll not spin out or crash or anything. And how you get this is just by drifting. The more drifts you do, the more angels or devils you get. Pac-Man, of course, gets an angel. And that's going to wrap up Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man is the second character I'm going to be talking about. Miss Pac-Man is also the same class as Pac-Man as a medium. She has great acceleration and great steering, just like Pac-Man, but just has a bit more top speed than him. In this game, she can be seen wearing a lot of pink, with a pink bow, pink gloves, pink boots, and pink lipstick. She also drives a pink convertible. Miss Pac-Man is the protagonist, so she gets the angel. Pac-Man Jr. is next, and he is classed as a lightweight, and is one of the few characters to have max acceleration and max steering, but has poor top speed in return. In this game, Junior Pac-Man is seen wearing a hat with a pinwheel in it, and looks very similar to his father with orange gloves and red boots. His vehicle in this game is a rocket-propelled skateboard, and he gets an angel because he's a protagonist. Blinky is next on our list, and like the other ghosts, he really starts to shine and have his own personality in this game. In this game, you can tell he comes off as nerdy and silly, whereas before the ghosts were just palette swaps of each other. Blinky's a medium-weight character with very high acceleration and very high steering with very low top speed to balance it out. He wears light green goggles and yellow gloves, and his vehicle is a little rocket. And he gets the devil because he is still a bad guy. Pinky is next on our list. She comes off as sort of the sarcastic and sly type. She is matched with Junior Pac-Man with very high acceleration and very high steering, with also very low top speed. In this game, Pinky wears a blue bow, blue gloves, red lipstick, and purple eyeshadow. Pinky's vehicle is a light blue moped, and she gets a devil because she is still considered a bad guy. Inky is next on the roster. Inky is considered a medium weight. He has very high acceleration and very high steering, again, and with that comes low top speed, again. In this game, Inky isn't necessarily all that unique looking. He's essentially just a 3D form of his pixel, but aside from not having a lot of cosmetics, he is the shortest ghost of them all. Inky is seen wearing just green gloves otherwise. He drives fittingly for this game a racing car, and he gets a devil because he is the ghost. The last ghost in the roster is Clyde. Clyde is one of my favorite ghosts and always has been just because of how silly and dumb he is. He always has been, and they really amplify that character trait in this game. He is seen wearing red gloves and a black bowler hat with a red stripe. Clyde seems to be driving a giant wind-up toy, though I can't really tell. Clyde has very high acceleration and steering, but has the worst speed of anybody in the lightweight class. Clyde is the ghost, making him an enemy, so he gets the devil. Next up on the list is Pac-Devil. Pac-Devil is actually made up for this game. Pac-Devil is a medium weight. He has some of the best steering in the game with very high acceleration and low top speed. His appearance, well, is like the devil. He has horns, sharp teeth, a mustache, a beard, blue gloves, and blue hooves. Pac-Devil drives a red motorcycle. Though he has not been in a game previous to this, he is still considered an antagonist, which I guess makes sense because why would you give the angel power up to the devil? So he gets the devil. Next up on the roster is Toc-Man. Now this is probably the most lore based we'll get into in this video, but I just think it's interesting. So Toc-Man is the product of the main antagonist from Pac-Man World. The main antagonist in that one was Orson. He's on screen now. Toc-Man is a series of 3 robots that he made, and the one in World Rally is most likely the 3rd one, so it is unclear whether or not Orson is actually controlling Toc-Man or not. Toc-Man's appearance is he just looks like a bunch of scrap metal clumped together. He drives a factory-like metal vehicle. He is a heavyweight character and has the highest top speed in his class and in the entire game. This is balanced out though with very low acceleration and steering statistics, and because he is an antagonist, he does get the devil. Next in the roster is Spooky. Spooky is the main antagonist from Pac-Man World 2. His appearance in this game is very similar to his last. He has red eyes, red gloves, horns, a blue helmet, and blue armor. He also carries a mace at all times, even when racing. His vehicle is a bike with a ram skull in front of it. Spooky is a heavyweight character with very high top speed and low acceleration and low steering. Since he is an antagonist, he does also get the devil. The next character on our roster is Irwin. Irwin is the main antagonist from Pac-Man World 3. In this game, he has the exact same look from his previous game. He is an alien and wears a teal biohazard suit with purple boots and gloves. He drives what looks like an orange lawnmower, which is strangely fitting for an alien. Aside from all that, Irwin is a lightweight character. Irwin is one of the characters with the best acceleration possible in the game. He also has very good steering but very poor top speed. And because he is an antagonist, he also gets the devil. Next up in the roster is the first third-party inclusion and the first unlockable character in the PS2, GameCube, and PC rosters. The prince comes from the game series Katamari and is unlocked by beating the Rally Cup on easy. The prince is all green with purple legs and has a protruding red light on the top of his head. His car is literally just 4 tires and a steering wheel. This might be a Katamari thing, I wouldn't know because I've never played one. Anyways, to make up for a lack of a vehicle, the prince has exhaust pipes on both sides of his head. The prince is classed as a lightweight character and has the best speed and steering possible in the game, with of course, very low top speed. The prince is a protagonist, so he gets the angel. Puka is next on our roster and is the second third party and the second unlockable character in the PS2, GameCube, and PC versions of the game. Puka comes from the game Dig Dug, where he is one of 2 enemies and is unlocked by beating the Rally Cup on normal. Puka is in his 3D form in this game and has yellow goggles and long black legs, which is new. He wears yellow goggles and orange boots. Puka is small, but has a giant drill as his vehicle, which is very fitting if you're familiar with the game Dig Dug at all. Puka is a heavyweight character with a high top speed but low acceleration and steer to balance it out. Puka, even though he's an enemy in Dig Dug, is seen as a protagonist in this game, so he gets an angel. Figar is the next character on the roster. He is the last third party and last unlockable character in the PS2, GameCube, and PC versions of Pac-Man World Rally. He is the second and last enemy to appear in the game from Dig Dug, and is unlocked by beating the Rally Cup on hard. Figar drives a car with a bunch of flames all over it, which is fitting if you know what he does in his game. Figar is a heavyweight character, and as a heavyweight character he has one of the highest top speeds in his class, with poor acceleration and poor steering to make up for it. Figar is seen as an enemy in this game, so he gets the Devil. Mappy is the first PSP exclusive character on the roster. I don't know why he's exclusive to PSP, but it really sucks. But in the PSP version, he is unlocked by winning all cups on normal. Mappy comes from the game Mappy and is a police officer. Mappy very fittingly drives a police car. He is casted as a medium weight. He has very high acceleration and very high steering, with low top speed to make up for it. Mappy is obviously a good guy, so he gets the Angel. Next up is Mr. Driller. Mr. Driller is the last unlockable character in the PSP version, and the last character we're going to be talking about. I don't know why he is exclusive to the PSP, but he is unlocked by winning all cups on hard. Mr. Driller comes from the Mr. Driller series and is the son of Dig Dug. He wears a blue and pink suit with a pink helmet. Mr. Driller drives a car very similar to Puka in that they both have drills. With Mr. Driller though is a dog in a sidecar. I don't know why there's a dog, I've never played a Mr. Driller game, but in Pac-Man World Rally he's considered a heavyweight. He has the best speed possible with very low acceleration and steering to make up for it. He is a good guy, so he gets an Angel. To wrap this part of the video up, I just wanted to say how much I love this cast of characters. I don't know if it's because of all the nostalgia I have for them or just because of how diverse each character is, but I love them all. This is going to bring me to the next part of the video, items. The items in Pac-Man World Rally is where the game can really be either bland or very unique. And we'll get into what I mean by that in a second when we talk about each item by themselves. Items in this game are attained through the normal way, hitting a box, having a randomly select an item, and you get one. That's how it works in this game, like how it does in every other racing game. So with that said, let's just go ahead and get into the items. The first item we're talking about is the green Pac Bomb, and this is what I mean by bland. These first five items. These first 5 items are very bland and boring because well, we've seen them all in Mario Kart, and the green Pac Bomb is just this game's version of the green shell. And if you are familiar with Mario Kart at all, you'll know that the green shell just bounces off walls until it hits an enemy or breaks on its own. Same applies here with the green bomb. Next is the red Pac Bomb, and it just homes in on hoovers in front of the player that uses it. Really not something we haven't seen before, really not that unique. The blue Pac Bomb goes to whoever is in first place. The Pac Door box is just a fake item box. The atomic pellet just gives you a speed boost. Now the snowman's where it starts to get interesting. The snowman is a deployable item that throws snowballs at oncoming racers, making them spin out upon being hit. The storm cloud is an item that causes players ahead of the user to sometimes spin out. These last 4 items I find to be very unique, not only because are they different, well except for one, but they are unlockable, and I can't really remember another game where that happens. I think this might be one of the few that actually does it. If there's another one, please let me know in the comments because I'm curious, but let's just get into them. The black Pac Bomb is the only exception I have to what I just said, that this one is not very unique at all. It functions the same as the green Pac Bomb, but it just has a bigger explosion, which, yes, it could be very useful. I'm not saying they're not useful, but they definitely are not something new in this kind of genre. The black Pac Bomb is unlocked when the player eats 6 ghosts in the cherry cup. Syria the Ice Dragon is the next item you unlock in the game. Its function is that it hovers around the player that uses it and throws 3 ice blocks when close to another driver. Getting hit by an ice block will cause the receiver to spin out immediately. Syria the Ice Dragon is unlocked when you eat 8 ghosts in the grape cup. Sir Pac-a-Lot is the next unlockable item in the game. It is another item that can be summoned, and what it does is it goes up to another player when used and causes them to spit out when they are hit by his sword. Sir Pac-a-Lot is unlocked when eating 10 ghosts in the watermelon cup. The last item in the game is the Galaga ship. The Galaga ship hovers to the left of the player and shoots a bunch of bullets out in front of them, automatically causing any drivers in the receiving end to crash. The Galaga ship is unlocked by eating 12 ghosts in the classic cup. And that's going to wrap up this part of the video. Though while not every item is very unique, they all do have the possibility of changing the tide of the game within seconds, making them all useful in their own way. But enough of the items, let's move on to the exciting part of the game, the courses. Okay, so this is a little awkward, and I kind of hate to do it, but I have to end the video here. So this is gonna be a two-part sort of thing, and I usually don't like it when that happens with video in YouTube, but it's just kind of how it has to be right now, because my laptop actually cannot work this file anymore, run it. So I'm gonna have to upload this and start from scratch from where this video left off. So that'll be the courses and battle mode, and yeah. So I was able to get through a good part of the courses part, like halfway through, until it just could not do it anymore. Like, it couldn't load anymore. It couldn't play it. I couldn't play it back. It did not work. Trust me. So I hate to do it, but it has to be 2 parts. And so if you want to see that and you really like what I did here, please subscribe and like the video so I know I did a good job and you actually liked it and it was worth my time to make this video, and it's going to be worth my time to make the second part. And I will say right now that the next video I come out with will not be a part 2 to this one, because I have a video I have been working on for months now that I'm actually about to finish, and by the end of the month hopefully, and I'm really excited about that. So and it's actually related to this video, if you like Pac-Man or just any sort of like retro gaming like icon, you're gonna love the next video. Especially you'll just love it. I don't want to spoil it. You'll just love it. So please subscribe. I am really sorry this had to happen, but I'll get working on it as soon as I can. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hopefully putting up with this error I have come across, but thank you, and I'll see you in part 2. No, I'll see you in the next video, and also in part 2. Bye.